Rocket Pat here. All right, guys, it is the calm before the storm. Let me see if I can zoom in on those flags. Yeah, they're looking pretty limp right now, but within the next 10 to 12 hours, they're probably going to be touching the ground because we got ourselves a grade A #1 hurricane on the way. And let me tell you how to prepare for a hurricane, because I'm a Texan. I don't run from hurricanes. I've lived here my whole life. 55 years of riding these bad boys out. Get your music right, boys! Preparation #1. You gotta rock the rocket. Alright guys, let's go look at what I got done this week, all this goofiness. LeeRoy's going inside. I just filled his gas tank up. Pickup truck's full of gas. Got a half tank in there and nothing in that. And the Corvette's got about a half a tank. And the reason why I like to put gasoline in all my cars and everything is because it's got a generator in there and might have to siphon some out in case the power goes out. Because generally what a hurricane around here is just basically 2 or 3 days of big ass party. But let's go over here and see what I got done. I got all the stuff picked up on the outside of the building. Just in case the wind gets a little high. They say it's about 60 miles an hour. Ain't too bad. But I did get some Johnny work done this week. And let me go show you all that. In here, everything's about the same. Except for, got the engine sitting in place. Got the exhaust manifolds on. And I have finalized welding and grinding and sanding the rust off of the exhaust pipes, and then sanding the rust off a few days later because they rusted right back over again. You know, rusty like that and everything. Haven't got that done. My main thing that I'm looking at, that's one, I don't know about these mufflers yet, although they will be the same muffler. 2, the interchange between these two is not correct. It's right on this one, and I have another muffler, but the pipe's stuck in it and I can't get it out. And this one, it's flopped the opposite direction and blah blah blah. Well, I don't know if I'm going to use those mufflers. Probably will, to actually be honest with you, because I don't need to spend any money. A couple $100 on mufflers when there's 2 sitting there. But I've got all the stuff figured out. I ended up having to raise the back of the transmission a ½ inch. So what I did was I made myself a 1/4 inch plate right there, and then there's another 1/4 inch plate up under on this side. So the one up here has tabs on it so that I can install these hangers from the transmission itself, not from the cross member, but on the transmission itself. So it should move, this pipe should move as the transmission and the engine twist. It's a little tight over on this side, but I think I'm gonna be okay because the engine should be lifting on this side and not dropping. And worst case scenario, if it does come over and hit, I can always drop this pipe out, cut a slit, bang it in, and weld it back over. It's in front of the cab, so I can still get to it. On this side, it came out looking really nice. I got a bunch of air in between, and this side will be compressing, not lifting. So, you know, there we go. And then when I got done, I ground all my welds and sanded it down with 80 grit and a DA, and that is high temp ceramic paint, and we'll have to bed that in once we start the engine and everything. Got the drive shaft over here all painted up. I decided to paint it that cast iron gray, because if everything's freaking black up underneath this thing, it ain't gonna look all that good. Next thing I gotta do is I'm gonna work on the cooler lines for the transmission, and I gotta get the fuel lines done. I need to go over to the junkyard. I wanna get that fuel line set up that runs up the back of the transmission to the back of the engine. And then I can go over to there and tie into the existing, and I should have a fuel system for this truck. But yeah, that's the next step, is get the fuel lines on it and get the cooler line done. And what I'm going to do on the cooler lines is I have these, and they, well, let me get it in there. They will come across like so, and then I'm going to bend them to go up this track, around under the exhaust, around the control arm, down through here, and down this track so that they get up to the front. And that will do two things for me. That will keep it out from underneath the starter, making the starter easier to change. And it will just keep it out from the squish zone, even though I should have plenty of room down there. But when you add the starter in place, it kind of makes it a little tight. So anyway, that's 6 minutes of me rambling and rambling on. If I don't run out of power that's starting to look good. If I don't run out of power this week, I don't have everything. I can do the cooler lines, but I don't have stuff for the fuel lines yet. Then I will jump back on the little Lady Falcon and see what I can get done on it. And that's it. Other than that, wish me luck. I got me one of them Cat 1 hurricanes coming my ways. And all I can say is it's time for a hurricane party. I absolutely love a midsummer hurricane. Cools it down. Cools it down big time. Now, I'll suffer next week when all that water has got to evaporate. But right now, I'm loving it. All right, guys, y'all keep rocking and a rolling and a rolling and a rocking. I got some more grinding down to do. Talk to y'all next time. Man, that just never gets old walking up on that. Just never gets old.